If you're anything like me, then you've probably heard that the United States, Russia, China, Israel, and Iran are probably about to start World War III. Everybody is predicting stock market crashes, housing market crashes. They're predicting, because of the moral decline in the United States, that we are about to experience a severe correction in terms of human life and in money. Regardless of whether or not World War III happens, there is something that you can do today to prep for it. Now, I'm not a crazy prepper, okay? I actually don't believe in prepping for the end times, for the end of the world. Here at Broomtail Country, we focus on the Western United States, specifically the time when Americans migrated from the East Coast over to the West and created the times popularized as the Wild West. I believe that hidden in the Wild West is a solution to your survival if a World War III Great Depression starts off. This is Broomtail Country. Stick around to the end of the video. Find out how people would have handled this situation in the old American West. So the first thing that we need to address is that the American West was full of loners.
Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner, and a loner's gotta be alone.
That were cowboys, outlaws, Native Americans, basically the whole shebang of our popular idea of the American West. The American West was not actually a extremely wild place full of outlaws and murdering, shooting, and gambling.
They're having their herds trimmed off by rustlers.
In fact, that idea was popularized by shows like Buffalo Bills and books like The Virginian. So if you read dime novels from the 1900s, you will see where this idea that the American West is this fantastic place, the cowboy loner, and all man needed to do to survive is rely on himself. You'll find that that simply wasn't true. And the idea that I want to propose to you guys is that in the American West, people relied on their family in order to get through the worst of times. You see, when the East Coast Americans migrated west, they went through many different wars. I'm talking about the Spanish-American War, talking about the wars with the Native Americans, specifically looking at the Sioux. They all survived the American West because they had family.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Family unit allows you to rely on other people for your basic needs. You see, in the American West, we may think, oh yeah, what about the lone cowboy who didn't have a family structure? I would beg you to look at it like this. They did have a family structure. It wasn't a traditional family structure. They relied upon their fellow brethren that were pushing cattle from Texas all the way up to Montana. There would be a crew of maybe 15 guys, and they all would ride or die for each other. This is what the American West was about. Looking at the Sioux Native Americans, you could see that they also celebrated the family. They had their immediate family, aunts, uncles, grandparents. They all lived in the same place. They were migratory people, but they would come together and they would travel together as a family because they knew that as a family they could face more than they could as an individual. You see, there is a growing epidemic of families being torn apart in the United States specifically. And this is going to be a problem. If World War III or a Great Depression kicks off and you have no one, I'm talking about you have no family, no community, you are going to be alone in this fight. You're going to be alone in the fight for your life. And I don't want to bring doom and gloom to you guys, but we can see that back in the American West, if people didn't have a family, they didn't last very long. And that was considered one of the roughest times to be alive in the United States, in some of the roughest places to be alive. And so if you think that the world is about to get rough, and I know there's a growing concern in the world that the world is going to get rough real soon, you probably want to start thinking about reestablishing ties with your family, strengthening what's there, building community with the people that are around you. I know that personally, I am focusing on my wife and my kid, and I am trying to make us as strong and as cohesive as we can, learning new skills with them, skills that I think are going to be valuable in the future. I think you guys need to be doing the exact same thing. And I think that if you're just continuing on the path of the government's going to take care of me and I don't have to worry about anything, I think you're in for a rude awakening. I'm not a prepper. I'm not a doom and gloom type person. I'm just saying that you need to strengthen the ties with your family because you're going to need other people around you when stuff starts kicking off. Thank you for watching this video. If you appreciated it, make sure to go like it, share it, subscribe. Appreciate you guys. You're in Broomtail country. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.